Industry data shows the average man over 40 owns 4 pairs of shoes that visibly age him, and most of those cost more than $150. The price tag is not the problem. The construction is. Think fused soles, square toes, and layers of bonded leather coated to mimic full grain. These are the silent age multipliers in the modern closet. Today we are ranking 5 shoes men over 40 should retire immediately, listed from bad to worst. Each one delivers the same outcome: sloppy proportions, dated silhouettes, and a wearer who looks older than he is. In 5th place, the square-toe black dress shoe sets the tone for everything wrong with modern men's footwear. A standard pair from mass-market labels routinely retails for $120 to $180, yet the underlying construction tells a different story. The upper is corrected grain leather, a sanded and resprayed hide that costs roughly $4 to $6 per square foot at wholesale. The sole is cemented, glued rather than stitched, with a manufacturing cost of $2 to $3. When you tally the full landed cost, including labor in Vietnam or India and basic trims, the unit cost lands between $14 and $22. The remaining price is absorbed by retail markups and licensing fees paid to brand owners like Ecco and Kenneth Cole. The silhouette itself is the deeper offense. The blunt rectangular toe shortens the foot visually, throws the leg line out of proportion, and locks the wearer in the early 2000s rental tuxedo aesthetic. According to industry data, this last shape has not been updated by mainstream brands since 2003. The verdict is clear: you are not buying a dress shoe. You are buying a costume that ages the wearer 10 years on contact. Number 4 is the chunky athletic sneaker worn outside the gym. Models from Skechers, Hoka, and similar performance-adjacent labels routinely retail for $130 to $170, marketed for cushioning and arch support rather than construction integrity. The midsole is injection-molded EVA foam, a material that costs roughly $3 to $5 per pair and compresses permanently within 300 miles of wear. The upper is engineered mesh with synthetic overlays, bonded with adhesive rather than stitched. Total landed cost typically falls between $18 and $26. The problem is not the price. The problem is the proportion. These soles measure 35 to 45 millimeters at the heel, creating a stacked silhouette that overwhelms tailored trousers and dates the wearer immediately. Skechers reported a gross margin of 53% in its 2024 filings, a figure made possible by selling foam and mesh at premium prices. The result is you are paying luxury money for a shoe engineered to look orthopedic. Number 3, the bonded leather monk strap. These shoes routinely retail for $90 to $140 across mid-market labels, often marketed under heritage-sounding names with no actual heritage behind them. The upper is bonded leather, scraps of leather fiber pressed together with polyurethane and coated to mimic full grain. The actual material cost falls between $2 and $4 per pair. The double buckle hardware is stamped zinc alloy, finished to look like brass. Bonded leather is notorious for cracking and peeling at the flex point within 12 to 24 months of regular wear, especially across the vamp where the foot bends. The brogued detailing and the buckle straps are designed to draw the eye away from material thinness. Most production is concentrated in factories in China and Bangladesh, with parent companies like Steve Madden and Kenneth Cole Productions managing the licensing. The verdict is simple: you are not buying leather. You are buying a polyurethane coating engineered to flake by the second winter. Number 2, the embellished or distressed sneaker. These models often feature rhinestones, metallic overlays, pre-weathered scuffing, or oversized branded logos, and they retail between $180 and $320 across labels like Ed Hardy, Versace, Jeans Couture, and various licensed Diesel collaborations. The actual construction is mass-produced synthetic. The upper combines polyurethane-coated fabric with glued-on plastic embellishments. The sole is thermoplastic rubber. Total landed cost typically falls between $11 and $18 per pair. Capri Holdings and similar parent groups command above 60% gross margins on these units, a figure made possible by selling adolescent aesthetics to grown men at premium prices. The deeper offense is what these shoes communicate. Embellishment and forced distress signal a wearer chasing youth rather than owning maturity. The result is clear: you are not buying a sneaker. You are buying a public confession of insecurity. And the number one shoe men over 40 should never wear is the long-toed dress shoe, often called the needle toe or the extended vamp Oxford. These shoes retail for $150 to $280 across labels like Stacy Adams, Aldo, and various wedding rental suppliers. The toe extends 2 to 3 inches beyond the natural foot, creating a silhouette that distorts proportion at every angle. The construction is cemented, not welted. The leather is corrected grain or pigmented split hide, finished with a high-gloss spray coat that cracks at the flex point within 18 months. Industry data shows this last shape was introduced in the late 1990s and has remained in mass production because licensing groups can stamp them out at $9 to $14 per pair. The wearer signals exactly the wrong era, the wrong tier, the wrong understanding of his own body. The verdict is clear. This single shoe ages a man more than any other item in his closet. The pivot is construction. A Goodyear welted leather sole, stitched rather than glued, costs roughly $35 to $55 per pair to produce and lasts 10 to 15 years with resoling. Full-grain calfskin uppers cut from the top layer of the hide develop patina rather than peeling. A rounded almond toe or a moderate chisel last respects the natural foot shape and reads as confident rather than costumed. Across all 5 offenders, one pattern stands out. Price rarely reflects quality. It is the cost of brand machinery and dated tooling versus real construction. Shape signals maturity. Stitching signals investment. Material signals self-respect. What you wear on your feet is read before your face, your watch, or your handshake. Choose construction, not logos. Dress your age, not your insecurity.